One last sip before we start.
Are we ready?
I think so. Let's get this party started.
Okay. Pump up season. Pump up.
Seriously.
Why won't my phone stay? Okay, here we go. Hey guys, and welcome back to Fashionably Broke Podcast, episode 35. And as you can see, we are decked out in Cowboys attire because we're recording Sunday, not Monday, but it is the first game of the season. I can't wait.
Woo.
I literally cannot wait.
I know. I'm very excited. Full day of football, too. I mean,
Yeah.
Obviously, this episode comes out on Wednesday, so, all of these games have already happened. But, just fingers crossed, wish Cowboys good luck. A couple other teams that, I kind of have to shout out too.
Okay.
Sorry, I always have to. Well, funny thing, right now, currently, as we're recording, the Titans and the Saints are playing. And to me, I just think it's hilarious that they're playing, first weekend. Because, we lived in Louisiana and everyone is a die-hard Saints fan. And now I live in Nashville. Everyone is a die-hard Titans fan.
Right.
So, they're battling it out. The last time I checked the score, it was 9-9. So, don't know what it is currently, but I think it's funny. Little nostalgia.
I didn't even know they were playing.
Yeah, they started
two teams
earlier.
I don't pay attention to.
So. No, you're a diehard Cowboys fan, so respect.
But there is one other team that I've kind of been looking out for. Obviously, the Chiefs.
Okay. Yeah. I could get behind that. All right. Yeah, I could see that.
Exactly. They played Thursday. So yeah, definitely keeping up with them too. I think we all know why. Hottie.
Travis Kelce.
My future husband. But he's out. He was out on Thursday, didn't play. Hopefully he's back this week.
But on the sidelines, he looked hot. I'm digging the mustache.
When does he not look hot?
No, but the mustache it's doing it for me.
So at first it wasn't, but now I think it's grown on me.
It's doing it for me.
Only for him. Other than that, I hate mustaches.
I love mustaches.
No, I hate them. No.
Oh, I love them. And then of course, I have to shout out the Bengals. Shout out Joey B.
Obviously.
I do love keeping up with the Bengals social media because whoever runs their socials, I live for them because they are hilarious. And then also they've already posted all of the game day outfits for all of their players. And I do have to say, they clean up so nicely.
No, I love looking at NFL game day outfits. I mean, it is one of my favorite things to do from literally every single team because
they clean up so nice. I love it. They
show
pop off. Yes.
Yeah, they really do. They know, I mean, when you have that amount of money, how can you not be decked out? But I just love looking at all of that, and you'll see them reposted on my story soon. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, I've been trolling. But hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Like Kassidy said, apparently now we are a sports podcast. So
exactly, not mad about it.
Right. No, but this episode we do have a couple good topics planned. So we are going to cover New York Fashion Week because that is currently happening. And then we also kind of wanted to touch a little bit on long distance friendships. And since we started this podcast, that was one topic that I really wanted to touch on because I feel like everyone at some point kind of goes through that in their lifetime, having one of their best friends or them moving away and kind of navigating the long distance friendship area because it's hard, it's confusing, but it also can just be a beautiful friendship, if that makes sense.
And like you said, so many people go through it nowadays when if you were elementary BFFs, high school, even college, everyone goes their own separate ways, and it sucks at the time, but it's truly test your friendship to see I don't want to say like if it's worth it, but like if everyone is willing to put in like what they want to put in to make
Yeah.
this friendship work. I mean, it's even like a long distance like relationship with like someone you love kind of thing. It's like friendships you have to put in just as much work. But I will say we don't well, now we do because of the podcast, but I have a lot of like long distance friends that I don't feel the need to talk to them like daily.
All the time.
Right.
No, and I feel like that's also kind of like the beauty of long distance friendships because like kind of depending on like where y'all came from, like, from the start, either like, you lived together or like you saw each other pretty much every single day. Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, take us for example. So we were friends in high school and we were pretty much friends for like what, like a year before I moved away.
I'd say so. Like a year and a half. Year and a
Yeah,
half.
year and a half before I moved away. But like we became super close in that year and a half. And
Mm-hmm.
then I went to college. Kassidy was still in high school. And it's one of those things where it's like we didn't have to talk every single day because like also that's just hard to do
Right.
in general. But it was one of those friendships where it's like, once or twice a month even. It was like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, how are you? Let me jump on this phone call. Like, let's FaceTime and like let's just talk for hours, catch up on everything. And then it was like, all right, see you next month. Like
No, but
until we
that's
do
the
this
thing
again.
is like the catch up will be like a 2-3 hour thing of like just
Yeah,
saying like
everything.
every single thing, like from day to day to day of like what you've been through, who you're seeing, who you're not seeing, like who's your
Yes.
friend, who's not your friend. It's like always such a good time to like catch up because there's something to talk about. Sometimes when you
Yes.
talk to someone every day or, every week or something like that, not saying that's a bad thing, but like you just sometimes like run out of things to talk about or like it's kind of like anticlimactic when like telling them
Yeah.
like something. So it's really fun having that long distance best friend that you haven't talked to in forever and then you just like spill everything.
Everything too. And then it's like, okay, you go a while without like, seeing and or talking to each other, but then it's like
Mhm.
as soon as you see each other in person, it's like there has been no distance. It's literally just like you saw them yesterday and it's like,
Mhm.
okay, boom, like let's literally pick up right where we left off. And I know a
Right.
lot of people, kind of have that either like long distance friendship or like a couple long distance friendships where it
Mhm.
is like that. And I feel like to sometimes people put a lot of pressure on like, oh well, I have to talk to them every single day or like at least
Right.
once a week, when it's
Right.
like I feel like a true good friendship, you won't get offended by
Mhm.
or hurt by if you don't talk to them every single day.
Right. I just feel like that becomes like a new norm when it's not like you're not seeing this person in person like every
Mm-hmm.
week. I just feel like that just becomes a norm and it's just like no one expects you to like be calling me every second of the day, like
Oh
keeping me up
yeah.
to date kind of thing. Um, but something that kind of just hit me that's like a little, I mean, not weird, but I think that's so crazy that like you moved off to like college and I was still in high school, but we were like best friends.
No, I know. It is kind of
I
funny.
was still in high school. Like you're like, oh yeah, my best friend back home. I'm like, oh yeah, where does she go to school?
I'm like,
Oh, she's still in high school.
no, Vista Ridge High School, like NVD. And it's
And they're
kind of
just like,
funny.
hmm,
I'm like off partying
interesting.
like in like Tigerland, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I just went to like the high school football game.
Right. Just got done with the high school football game, going to Whataburger. Wish you were
Yep.
here. Sure, partying all freaking night long. But even like I would say Maddie and I see each other like max twice a year. I feel like it's
I
usually
feel like
once a year.
now, yeah, now especially we see each other probably once or twice a year, but
Right.
also it's like both of us no longer like live in our hometown, or like, our parents also don't live in the same
We don't
place
have like an
anymore.
equal meeting ground anymore.
So, but it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, sure, even though it is only like 1 to 2 times a year, like we make the effort of like, okay, granted, like traveling, yes, is expensive. And like sometimes it's not necessarily easy for everyone. Like, totally
Mhm.
understand that. But
Right.
like, even with our busy schedules, like we do at least once a year, try to make the
Mhm.
effort to, okay, hey, Kassidy, I'm going to go visit you. And then you're like, okay, hey, I'm going to come visit you. And it
Right.
could only be like we see each other twice a year, if that, but like you just have to kind of like make the most of it. And of course, like I feel like now our dynamic's a little bit different. We talk a lot more
Yeah.
because of the podcast, of course.
Right. Probably like
But
every day now, but
yeah,
different.
probably every day now. But and it's funny though, because it's like if I don't talk to you at least once a day, like I do kind of notice and I'm like, oh, like I
Yeah.
feel like I haven't talked to her in like 20 years.
No,
When it's like
literally. I'm like, what's Maddie doing? Hello.
we used to go sometimes like a full month
Months. Yeah.
without talking to each other. And
Mhm.
like it is kind of funny just like how that dynamic has changed. But of course, it's all for the pod, you know? I mean, of
Exactly.
course, like we
Do it for
catch
the
up.
pod. Do it
We
for the
catch
pod,
up
baby.
and talk about other things other than the podcast. But one thing that I did kind of want to talk about for like long distance friendships is the journey and navigation when your friend like gets new friends.
Mm. Mhm.
Because like when you're younger, I feel like it is like something to kind of like navigate.
Right.
Because of course, like, you start seeing your friend. And I mean, obviously this isn't, now, but like I've always kind of wanted to like just talk about that journey of like
Yeah.
when your friend, like who you don't live by, like starts making new friends and you're like, wait, that's my best friend.
Hello. Wait a second.
No, exactly. But I always do kind of feel like it's super cool and it a lot of times it makes me like not emotional, but like happy in a
Mhm.
sense to like, you see like your best friend starting to make new friends, starting to hang out with new people. And like before you meet those new people, you sit back and you're like, all right, who are these girls she's hanging
Yep.
out with? Like, I don't know them. I don't know if they're like cool enough. Like, what's going on here? Like, I have to meet them. But
Right.
I have like, or just looking back on like all of the friends that like you made either in college or like now being in like the Dallas Fort Worth area. And
Mhm.
like me kind of like looking back and being like, who are these chicks? Like, I don't know. I don't know. And then like meeting them in person, like it makes me so happy that like you've made such like sweet, amazing friendships. And then like I
Right.
get to watch it from like, either social media or like, if I ever FaceTime you and you're like around them, like it's so sweet to like see, yeah, sure, like I wish it could be me, but like being able to see like people being there for you that like
Mhm.
love you for you and like it always makes me so happy.
No, I remember vividly you making me cry on my 23rd birthday, I want to say, right? You came into town for my 23rd birthday and it was at Liv and Gab's apartment.
Yes.
And then Maddie just like went, ew, I'm not going to get choked up right now either. Maddie just went on this like long spiel of saying like, Cassidy, it's your birthday, like I can't like picture my life without you. And she was like, but like these friends, like I'm so thankful that you have friends who like actually care for you and like keep up with you. And you're like, I wish that I could be here like in person keeping up with you, driving to your apartment or to your house whenever you need me. And you're like, but I can't, like I'm states away, but like I'm so thankful that you have these people who are
Mhm.
like amazing. And I remember like it literally made me start crying, and like it's making me emotional right now, so I'm gonna stop talking about it.
No, but it is like really such like a sweet thing to like see. It's like, okay, I can't be there for them, but like I'm glad that they have people there.
Hmm.
Like not obviously in my place, but like for them because like I wish so hard and so bad that I could be there. But like I
Right.
know that they're great people and they're there for you and like they're on like the hard days, like, to provide a shoulder to cry on or to like
Right.
celebrate the big wins. Because it's like, you can cheer so much from afar, but like it's not the same. And so just like knowing that like your friends have people there for them, like while you're not, it's just
Right.
like it's a bittersweet moment because it's like at that
Hmm.
one point you're super jealous and you're like, "Ugh," like okay, like
Right.
these girls are getting to do all this stuff that I can't, but then it's like no, I'm so thankful that like they're getting to do all the stuff that I can't,
Yeah.
and so
And tell me why, like, sometimes it's like so nerve-wracking, like meeting your best friends, like new friends
No,
get made.
exactly.
Like you're like,
It is
I hope they like me. Does my hair look okay? Like, does my outfit like tell me why you like try to like prove yourself to them as well. That like, I
right.
was her friend before she met y'all. Like this is like great that we're all getting together, but don't forget about
No,
me.
exactly. Or you're like, okay, well, are they cool? Like, are
No,
they
yeah.
like,
Are they as
are
cool as me?
no, exactly. Or it's like, okay, or are they gonna replace me? Like,
Right.
you know?
Right. Gotta test the waters.
Yeah, no, for sure. But another thing about like long distance friendships, especially like it is kind of something that I'm going through
Hmm.
now. Like
Right.
I moved away from everyone and I'm slowly starting to make friends.
Hmm.
This past weekend, I do have to say the FOMO hit me so hard, especially because it was the first time in 7 years that
Yeah.
I haven't been living in Baton Rouge, and LSU played a home game and I couldn't go to the tailgate. And so I am like blowing up my friends' phones, being like, hey, like, what's up? What are y'all's plans? Like, what's going on? Like, where y'all tailgating? Blah, blah, blah.
Give me all
Because
the
I just,
tea so I can just like feel like I'm there.
no,
Like let
exactly.
me just
Like,
picture myself there.
I'm like, FOMO, I'm like, what are you listening to right now? Like, what are you drinking? What are you drinking? And I'm not going to lie, I caught myself getting butt hurt about not getting some responses. But then
Hmm.
last night and this morning, I had to sit down with myself. And this is my whole spiel on like when you're the one to move away. And I just kind of wanted to like put it out there. I don't know, because I feel like other people probably might be going through the same thing or are about to be going through the same thing or have been going through the same thing.
Hmm.
And I just feel like it is pretty relatable. So obviously I was one that moved away, every now and then, like I'm not the best at texting, reaching out to people, like, you know, picking up the phone and calling them. So
Hmm.
like as of late, I've been really trying my like best to be like, hey, okay, I haven't texted them in a while. Let me shoot them a text. Let me shoot them a
Yeah.
text. So to me, it's been one of those things where it's like, I believe since I was the person to move away, that I should be the one to reach out more, so to
Hmm.
speak, because
Okay.
it's like I removed myself from their life and
Hmm.
like their life didn't change, like
Right.
they're still like living in the same place, still working the same job, like still seeing the same people every day, but I'm the one that removed myself. So like I can't expect them to like drop everything, to be like, hey, how are you, miss you, like what's up, blah 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 blah.
Right. I mean, that's definitely a good way to like look at it. Like they're all still there like hanging out like as a group together
Yeah,
because they've bought houses there, they've moved in with boyfriends or they're engaged now and like you're the one who moved away to like go your own way. But you still have to like it's kind of like remembering where you came from kind of thing.
yeah.
Like and reaching out to them and just I mean granted like they have to show you that back,
Oh
which
no, of
they
course.
and of course they will. If you reach out to someone that you've been like friends with for years all throughout college. But I like the way you said that is like since you moved,
Yeah, like
you're like taking the initiative to reach out.
to be the one to reach out, and of course, like, hopefully the the person on the receiving end, on the other end, reciprocates
Mhm.
and does reach out and like every now and then, does think of you, so that like
Right.
you don't always feel like you are the one reaching out first. But I have kind of gone through that with some people, like even in the past before I moved, where they
Mhm.
moved and it was dead silent on their end, and it's like I would always reach out but
Right.
never get anything back. And so then like I didn't want to be that type of person like when I moved away. Like I didn't want to
Right.
be like, "Oh, I moved PC all like crickets on my end."
Mhm.
So like I've actively made an effort to be like, "No, their life hasn't changed.
Mhm.
I just removed like I moved away. I removed myself from the situation, from the environment, and I can't expect them to always be like, "Oh, well like we need to text Maddie today," or like, oh,
Right.
because like they're still doing everything that they've always done. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
the missing piece because I actively moved. So it's like, I don't know, that's just kind of the mindset that I have. I know I've talked about it a couple of times to some people, and a lot of people actually disagree, but I feel like it's kind of like a good mindset to, if you are moving away or if you have moved away and you're upset that no one has
Mm-hmm.
really reached out to you, try to look at it from that point of view and try not to
Right.
get too upset, because of course everyone is busy and not everyone can drop everything, at the blink of an eye to like respond to you at a text message that you
Right.
sent. So like I had to kind of sit down and remind myself that yesterday when I was like, what are y'all doing? Like, how's the tailgate? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm
Right.
like, wait, no, they're busy. Like, they are enjoying the moment. They're not on their phones. Like, calm down, Maddie. Like, they will
You're
text
like,
you.
no, I want to be there.
No, like, they will text you and fill you in, like, tomorrow. Like, it's fine, because, like, let them enjoy the moment. Let them make the memories and, like, have fun.
Right.
And then you can get the lowdown tomorrow. You know?
Wow, so mature of you.
I'm really
Okay.
trying. But I did really catch myself starting to get FOMO yesterday.
It happens
So
to the best of
I
us.
had to humble myself and be like, no, bitch, you moved. You don't have a right to have FOMO. Like, you moved away.
Right.
So it was like reality check.
Wow. No, yeah, and that's like a good reality check to have, because it's easy to get lost in the, oh, they don't care for me, they're not texting me back, they've found better, they've moved on, they don't care for me anymore kind of thing. Like, it is so easy
It's
to like
so
fall
easy to slip
into
into
that.
that. Yes.
Right. So that's good that like you're keeping yourself self-aware, and like you're actively, still trying to reach out, but you understand that, we're all older, they're busy right now, like they're out, like half of them probably don't have service. Like
No,
the amount of people, like they're
exactly.
probably not even getting your text.
Exactly. Like, and so I just think it is kind of important. But then too, also on the other, hand, that if you have a friend that has recently moved away, like, reach out to them, because also
Mm-hmm.
on the other side, like someone moving away to a new place, or like, somewhere without friends, like, it is hard too.
Mm-hmm.
It does, like, at times get like lonely. So, if you're listening to this episode and you have a friend that moved away and you haven't talked to them in a while, reach out. Just, ask how they're doing, because, they could just be going through it, or they could be like living it up, starting to make new friends. But, it's always good to be reminded that, like, oh, okay, like, they are thinking about me, and like they
Mm-hmm.
do remember me, and they're doing something and they miss me. So
Yeah. Yeah. It's always nice to get just like a random text from someone that, hasn't reached out, or y'all haven't talked as often. It's like, oh, wow, like they actually still care about me, and they
yeah.
still like care to keep up to date with me. So I
Yes.
think we lose sight of that very easily.
Oh, 100%. But that was kind of like, my spiel about long distance. Because I feel like too, with like the new season coming, I feel like, a lot of people are like making the move, or, this summer have made that move of,
Right.
moved away, or like, your friend group kind of parted ways after
And
like
like that's
school
it's so
ended.
easy to do, like once you graduate college, like especially if you, went to a bigger university out of state, like most of the time, like not many people like stay in the
Stay.
same area.
Yes.
Everyone moves across the US. So reach out to someone today and just see how they're doing that you haven't talked to in a while.
Yes. Yes. But that was it for long distance friendships.
Love that.
Yeah, I hope you kind of took something away from it. But it's Fashionably Broke Podcast. And what would Fashionably Broke Podcast be without fashion?
Right. Right.
New York Fashion Week.
I okay. I have like four different brands. But like I promise everything is on topic, but it's gonna act like I'm like squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. Like
That's totally fine. That's my life.
I just have like so much
Thoughts?
to say. Yeah. Because I'm just confused. And I'm gonna start out, and I could be a total idiot, and I mean, yes, I've always loved fashion, but have I always kept up to date with every single fashion show? Like, no. Like, it's
No,
only
it's
been
hard.
since we started the podcast
But
that,
also,
like, I've really honed in.
it's hard. Like, there's so much going on with with any fashion week that like
Mhm.
you can only see so much. Even the
Right.
people that attend, they can only
Right.
attend so many shows
So
because
many
like
shows.
there is so much going on. And I have a few thoughts. I have a few things to even say just like about New York Fashion Week as a whole and like as a brand. But Cassidy, I'll let you start off.
No, start with the as New York Fashion Week as a whole because I'm about to go into like the actual brand. So you
Okay,
say that.
so New York Fashion Week as a brand, we did kind of touch on this, gosh, way back when in February or like March, whenever,
Mhm.
basically, like when we pretty much first started this podcast,
Right.
we, touched hard because it is our Super Bowl. Hence, it kind of just all came back around. Uh, that's kind of funny. It actually did all come back around. Um, but New York Fashion Week as a brand has, to me, veered off from the actual point of Fashion Week.
Mhm.
To me, I feel like I've just done a lot of digging lately, and I feel like there are just two very much separate fashion weeks of New York. There is
Mhm.
New York Fashion Week, where it's all inclusive, everyone goes, it's smaller brands, but then there's also, I feel like, the exclusive Fashion
Mhm.
Week. So I was looking at some of the schedules. And if you look at the schedules, there's no big fashion brand houses. There's no big houses on these schedules. And I found out it's because they no longer want to be associated with New York Fashion Week. So they still have shows during the week, but they're not on the public schedule. You will only know that they are happening
What?
unless you have an invitation. And I actually kind of agree with that. Like, I
Mhm.
can see why they do that because Fashion Week started out where it isn't supposed to be as inclusive. Granted, do I want to go? Abso-freaking-lutely.
Right. Sign me up wherever I can.
Abso-freaking-lutely. 1,000%. But then I also think that, like, Fashion Week is supposed to be, like, this magical, like, mythical thing that, like,
Mhm.
not everyone gets to witness. And
Right.
so I feel like this Fashion Week that's going on still, because I think there's still going to be shows like once this episode is released,
Mhm.
that we haven't really seen much. We've seen a lot, but like also at the same time not much. There's like a
Mhm.
specific show that I want to talk about in particular is like Ralph Lauren. But I can get to that in a second. But there has been like a lot of drama, not drama, but like just a lot of controversy surrounding New York Fashion Week because of course
Right.
the elite of the elite want to keep it exclusive, but then it's like
Right.
we want it to be accessible to everyone. So now I feel like there's two different versions of Fashion Week.
Yeah, it's like the traditional, like the way it's always been, and then it's like the new ones that is definitely just influencer
Open
based,
to
and that's
everyone.
all they care about. You can come, you can watch, you can have your phone out, post on social media as soon as they're walking down. Like it it has never like I don't think like phones were allowed. Like you couldn't post right away. Like they
Yeah.
told you like do not post anything. And I mean it's just you have to change with the times like in order to keep up. And like I understand both viewpoints of like I want to keep this like high class and like only the elite of the elite can attend, but it's going to end up like no one's going to end up caring because like they'll never
Mhm.
be there or get to see it kind of thing.
And so like just yeah, there's just been like a lot of interviews with like people in major fashion houses talking about like how they don't even call like what they're doing New York Fashion Week anymore. Like, it's just their like spring launch, winter launch, summer
Right.
launch. Like they're not saying
Mhm.
like, oh, like it's Fashion Week, New York Fashion Week. They're like, no, this is just our launch. Like this is our
Right.
collection. Those that are invited can see it. And so
Right.
I just thought that was very interesting, kind of going into New York Fashion Week. I probably what I said did not make sense, but that's
No,
fine.
it did. It did. It definitely made sense. First one I want to dive into, and I might seem like the stupidest person on earth if Maddie says otherwise, but I don't care because this is my opinion. Since when has David Yurman been a part of New York Fashion Week?
So that's crazy. I don't know, but they this week pushed so hard.
So hard at every social level.
At
every single level. Like, I'm confused.
The amount of ads that I saw last week for David Yurman, insane.
Yeah, so the first one I saw was London and Olivia. Obviously, freaking love them. Have said that over and over. And it was on Instagram that, they launched their collab because their wedding that's coming up, they'll be wearing David Yurman on their wedding day. And David Yurman, sent them a whole bunch of stuff. It kind of humbled me because Olivia was wearing this pinky ring. And I was like, oh, like, I need that.
You looked up the price?
Well, okay, so I don't know how many people have looked up like Louis Vuitton rings, Gucci rings, like those
affordable.
Right, reasonable for the brands.
$200 to like $400. Sometimes even less.
I would say a little more. No?
Oh, I've seen some Gucci that are like.
So I guess like
Prada is like up to almost 1,000.
Right. So every ring, like, I would say caps at 800, which like, if you really wanted, like, you could definitely save up for that. This is a jewelry piece that will literally last you
forever.
Your whole life if you take care of it and don't lose it, stuff like that. So I was like, $800, like, okay, I'll save up for that. I'll do it. Gun to head, I'll do it. Looked it up, Maddie.
They're pricey as hell.
$2,000.
Yeah.
2,000. And I was like, oh my God.
So, side note to all of those that watched Bama TikTok this year, when they're all like, David Yurman. Yeah, those are their mothers because
that got passed down. Yeah.
David Yurman is so expensive. And living in the South, too, every girl I went to college, oh, this is my David Yurman bracelet. And I'm like, okay, calm down.
No, and like, would I die to have it? Oh, yes, like,
absolutely.
I freaking love jewelry. Jewelry is like my life. I think I would choose that over clothing if we're being honest. Like, I'll wear the same thing every day, just like give me different jewelry and I'll make it look different. But I was kind of very blown away by the price of the ring. I didn't even go to the bracelets because we all know those are like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. We all know that. But I was like, I feel like they're trying to reach a niche that's like, like London and Olivia. I mean, yes, they have like expensive things and their taste is more expensive.
But like went out of pocket with the audience they're trying to reach. It's not attainable.
Yes.
It is not attainable. I
thought it was going to be because like the people they chose to collab with. And I was disappointed, but like, I'm happy for you, London and Olivia. Like, you got it all for free. I'm happy for you.
Another person that I saw the ad for, like, this was the first ad that I saw for David Yurman this week. Sophia Richie, which
I was about to say
aligns. It aligns.
Right. That's what I was going to say. I was like, I hope you have the same opinion. Like,
yes.
If
no,
I
that
were to
aligns.
See the
London
first
and Olivia,
thing,
no.
Right. If I were to see Sophia Richie, the first one posting about it, I'd say, yeah, I'm not even going to look it up. Obviously. David Yurman, Sophia Richie, got it. Like, I'll look from afar. But then when I saw, I think it was Alex, right? Alex and Sophia Richie, both were there with David Yurman. And I'm just like, I literally caught myself Googling, does David Yurman sell clothes? Right, they don't. And I'm just like, I just think that's a huge push they're doing right now of, having girls walk in, I don't know what clothes. I'm pretty sure it said like David Yurman. So maybe just for the time being, like they collabed with someone or like they just threw something on them.
Maybe this is their push to have clothes.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, they were obviously like decked out in the new like cable. That's like their new launch is all like the cable bracelets and
I feel
earrings and
like
rings.
that because sometimes there are like, okay, like let's say Cartier is in a fashion show, but like for a specific label, like for a
Yeah, I
specific
guess that is
brand.
true.
So I honestly didn't look into it, but like I wonder if it was like, I don't know, Prada X David Yurman. I mean,
Right,
like I know it wasn't, so please no one take that out of context. But
right,
like I wonder if they were like providing the jewelry for some brand.
right. I mean, it's probably, I mean, that's most of the time like the way it goes kind of thing. Um, but I was just like very shocked by like the push of David Yurman because
Yeah,
that's
it's
not a name you
crazy.
hear on the runway, like
And like they have
ever,
really nice
really.
stuff. I mean, I have looked at some of their jewelry because again, I went to school where everyone and their mom wore it and it was like, okay. Some of the like I
Right.
think they do have some of like their solid silver stuff that's like in the 600 range
Mhm.
for like a very simple ring. But like a lot of
Yeah.
their stuff is thousands of dollars. And that
Right.
it's
And there
just
were rings in that price range that I saw like 650, 750, but of course the one I wanted and was eyeballing was the $2,000 one.
Mhm.
I'm not surprised. I just levitate to things that are always out of my budget. You
But like
could
me
literally
too.
line up
Anything.
3 things that look exactly the same and tell me to
You'll be
pick
able
one.
to pick out the most expensive one. That's like those
Mhm.
videos that it's like you choose between
Mhm.
like which one is cheaper, like which one's affordable, which one is like luxury.
Right.
I in those videos, I win every single goddamn time. Like I don't I went
No,
to
I don't know what it is.
yeah, no, seriously. This is such a side note. So the last time I was in Vegas, we went to like the Mob Museum, which is super
Mhm.
cool. If you're ever in Vegas, go there. Like it's a museum, but like it's so interesting. But because of like the mafia and mobs and like blah 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 blah, dupes. Like they're the ones that started to like really create
Mhm.
dupes, whatever. So
Right.
there is like a segment of this like museum tour where they have dupe versus real like in like actual products, and I got every single one of them right. And I'm like, I just
Yeah.
know like what is good and expensive.
Right. Like it's just like
It's a
second
talent.
nature to me.
It's a
Yeah.
talent that really hurts me.
Right. But it's like we were born with it. You don't
we,
learn it.
no,
You either
exactly.
have it or you don't.
Exactly. Okay. Side note done. All right, continue.
um, let me see.
I guess so. The main things that I wanted to talk about for Fashion
Uh-huh.
Week, we
Yeah,
have to talk about the queen herself,
obviously.
Alex Earl.
Alex Earl.
Alex Earl. So she was invited, obviously, New York Fashion Week. Everyone's probably been seeing her videos.
Mhm.
What I find funny is she would be the total opposite of you and I. She posted like this one series where she's like, I'm taking a break from New York Fashion Week to hang out with my friends, like go have dinner. You
Mhm.
would never catch me taking a break from New York Fashion Week.
No, and she was literally like, I'm not going to like some events right now because like I just want to, lay low and like get lunch or
Nope.
dinner with my friends. Oh, screw my friends. See you later. I'm at New York Fashion Week.
I'll meet you out. I'll meet you out
The
later.
whole week is blocked off. Don't even try to contact me, for being
Yeah.
honest.
I'm
Like,
like full on New York Fashion Week. Okay, but obviously love her, no hate. But I do have some things that I want to say. Some things that I loved. Some things that I don't know. I feel like her stylist could have done a little bit better. So,
okay, go for it.
one of her last looks with the bangs and the long hair, and
Yes.
I loved it. That is the point of Fashion Week. Go out of your
Mm-hmm.
comfort zone. Do
Mm-hmm.
something crazy, do something different. The hair did it for me. Oh my
Right.
god.
Switch it up. Do something
Oh
that
my
you
god.
don't already look like. I'm saying, and I think that was like the last one she went to.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Thank God.
Blown away.
I'm blown away. And then also the fact that she worked with one of my favorite makeup artists ever, Kellyanne. I'm obsessed with her, and she lives in New York. She's been doing New York Fashion Week makeup forever. And the fact that Kellyanne worked with not only Alex Earl, but Xandra also, my life was made. I was so happy, excited for her, so on and so forth. One look, and I really hate to say it.
Oh, I know where you're going.
That Alex pulled out. Well, there's two that I just was not the biggest fan of, I think because they just needed to be tailored a little bit better. Was her red and black look.
Yeah, I don't think I was ever a fan of that.
Her hair.
Just didn't care for it.
It just didn't flatter. It was a really cool look, but I feel like her hair should have been done differently for it, because I think her hair was down.
I think it's just like a normal down, like it always is.
It should have been up. I can see where they were going with that, because I think that was the day she spoke on that panel. But it just didn't quite hit the mark.
See, with those, I think it is very hard, in my opinion, when you have very symmetrical things. If it is off by 0.5, it just throws the whole look off. And I think like the black and the red, like they just weren't aligning. And almost like you said, it was just like was not tailored specifically to her, or like things got twisted, like just something like stuff like that. You have to know you cannot move. You cannot go left. You cannot go right. Like this has to stay exactly like this. And it just didn't do it for me.
Another one, and I really hate to say it because it might actually kill my soul. I think for Chanel, she could have gone for a little bit of a better look. I liked the direction. I know you're probably going to disagree. I liked the direction that she went. The jacket, I understand it is supposed to be like that oversized with the shoulder pads. Her waist should have been tailored in more. Because if looking at it from afar, it did not look like it fit her properly. The skirt, fine. That was perfect. The shoes, accessories, makeup, hair, perfect. Stunning to a T. The jacket should have been inched in at her waist because it was so oversized at the top.
Okay, fair enough. But I have seen a lot of people on TikTok saying they hated that outfit.
I didn't hate it, but I feel like it should have just been like cinched in a tad. Like they could have even done it themselves. But I just kind of wish I did see her in something different for Chanel.
Yeah. Because I really didn't mind.
She posted her options. She posted her options, and there was a couple other pieces that like would have just been more her.
Right. There were different options. I didn't really look too much like into the other options, but obviously you have to go tweed. And it is the spring. You have to go tweed. And I think only 2 or 3 options were
had
tweed.
The tweed.
Right. And I'm sorry, but like you just can't do no tweed. So glad she went with tweed. And I really liked the color, the purple, the lavender that she picked. And I really liked the oversized look, but that's just, I'm very into oversized things. And like, I think it was fine since her skirt did fit her so great. And I think this was Chanel going out on a limb because they are usually very, very tailored. Like, and they know the look is baggy, oversized. And I think they tried to take that route. And I just think people aren't used to it. So I loved it, but I know a lot of people said the same thing, but it's just like a give and take with like, do you want them to be like the traditional tailored or do you want them to like try to keep up with the times?
So like my thing though is like with the oversized, it's fine, but like the shoulders were just so much. Like she looked like, like,
a linebacker.
So,
right.
Yeah, I wouldn't be the one to say it, but yes. But like the oversized, yes. And I'm glad, again, the tweed, perfect. I just like, it was kind of like there was just like something off that like just needed to be slightly adjusted just
by
like
like an inch or like a centimeter.
slightly, and then it would
Right.
have been like, holy shit, fabulous.
Mhm.
But it was like, like just looking at it, even in pictures, I'm like, there's just like one thing that needs to be tweaked, like one,
Right.
and then it would have been like knock out of the park. But all of
Right.
her other looks, to me, knock out of the park. Like, I
Right.
loved
No,
them all.
I loved them. Side question. Do you think that they're gonna stop inviting her? Just like with her like all fashion to like fashion week. Just because I mean we get it, Alex Earl's the partier, but like she's just posting like I'd rather be out partying. Do you think that affects
I don't think
brands?
I
Or
don't
do you think she's too big to
I don't think that they'll stop inviting her. I feel like for like people like you and I who would lay our life down to be invited, to us I feel like it strikes a nerve. But
Mhm.
like other people don't even think like a second
Right.
thought about it.
There's like, haha, that's funny.
Yeah, and I
And I'm
feel
like, ha
like
ha ha, I take this very seriously. I'd be
no,
there for everything.
exactly. I'm like,
Everything.
I would literally sell my firstborn child and my left arm to go.
No, exactly.
And so I think that
Exactly.
like a lot of people just don't really think like, and I mean they're also not paying her to like even post about it.
Right. And
They're
that
just
was like,
hoping that she does, or
do we know that for a fact? A solid fact.
yeah, they're not gonna. No, because like they're like she's lucky enough to be invited. They're not gonna be like, oh, also make a TikTok about it. No, Chanel,
Okay.
absolute like no.
Oh, no. Chanel,
But
that's an
like
obvious one.
Victoria's Secret, okay, that's another one I want to get into.
Oh, let's get into it because
Okay,
I have some stuff.
okay.
Can I
So
get no, go. Go, go, go.
Victoria's Secret though, I think paid some people to post about it. I think they paid almost everyone to post about it.
So I'm going to say it. I'm over Victoria's Secret.
They
I'm done.
they
Get out.
tried to make
I'm
a
over it.
revival. They tried so hard. They did not do what they needed to do. So obviously we were not invited. And then also I don't know for sure if people were paid to post about it, but
Right.
the way Doja Cat posted about it made it seem like she was forced to post about it.
Right.
But everyone was given a look for the pink carpet.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing made sense.
No, nothing.
Nothing made sense.
Nothing meshed.
Nothing made sense. Like I get like Alex Earl and Doja Cat were wearing like this sheer see-through dresses. Okay, like they were different. Like Doja Cat's was black, Alex Earl's was brown. Alex Earl looked stunning, fabulous. Doja Cat after the show posted pictures in it and then posted on her story, and she said basically like saying it was the most uncomfortable thing that she's ever worn in her entire life. She absolutely hated it. That basically like all of this terrible stuff. Terrible stuff
like
about
Doja
it.
Cat has been on one.
But like she has, but like honestly, she doesn't care. She's going to state like what she's gonna state. And I feel like it's one of those things like she's gonna state like the truth, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But basically like she was forced to wear it. She hated it. Like the whole, she said like in her story, it was like the whole concept of the show was ridiculous. That like she's just not behind it. And so there was like some other ladies that like were invited. I don't even know their names. But they were, one chick was wearing like an all, like this dress made of all bras. And it looked like the most unflattering dress ever. I'll have to post it. Like we'll post a picture of it because it was god awful. God awful.
I honestly didn't look much into it, and a person that I've been following literally forever, but I felt like she like fell off and then came back was Olivia Pontone. Is that how you say her
yeah,
name?
like yeah. She's friends with Xandra.
Yeah, but hold that.
Sorry.
That because yeah, please don't go there yet. Don't go there yet. So I think she is a Victoria's Secret model. Or a pink model.
She was
Olivia?
Yeah, she was Sports Illustrated swimsuit model.
Then we're not thinking of the same person. This is. Oh, you just said she's friends with Xandra. Then we are.
Yeah.
No,
Is
she
she
has.
does she do pink? But she's also a Sports Illustrated model.
Yeah, but she does pink as well.
Okay.
Yeah. She does
JK.
pink. I know that for sure. She does pink as well. But I'm wondering if she was like actually walking in the show because like what she posted, she wore to Victoria's Secret was like I don't even know how to explain it. I mean, basically like just a bodysuit and like lace and ruffles. I don't know. It just like was not good. I don't know. It was not good whatsoever. And like I'm just over Victoria's Secret. Like you said, they tried so hard to make a comeback and it just like didn't work.
Flopped.
Like the Coach comeback, 10 out of 10. Like they're doing it again.
Absolutely.
Victoria's Secret,
Flopped.
it just like you're not there and you're never gonna be there again. You had your time to shine and it's over.
And like their whole point of the rebrand, also to those that don't know, is like, you know, obviously all of that stuff went down with Victoria's Secret, them not being inclusive, like, you know, them just presenting everything unrealistic. Like no one ever really looks like that.
Right.
So, you know, just trying to be super inclusive, you know, different body types, you know, basically like open to everyone. And the way they went about this show was they didn't show the whole show. It was half of it. And then it was like a movie. They showed a movie. And then they did half of their show because they're going to have the full Victoria's Secret fashion show like soon. Whenever the Victoria's Secret fashion show is. And so like the way that they made all of these celebrities post about it, like almost every celebrity that went posted a TikTok about it, about like what they were wearing, about like them being there, like the interviews that they did on like the carpet were just like, it just seemed very off. Like it seemed like people were very much forced to say like what they said. Right. And so yeah, just not a fan.
Yeah, it just didn't flow. And like it was just so very obvious. Back to Olivia and Xandra. Are they childhood friends? Did they just meet?
Did you see their TikTok?
Like the ice bowl?
Yeah.
Yeah. But like they're posting like because I think they went back to the Hamptons. So she's back in the Hamptons again. And Olivia's there too. And like a lot of other Xandra's friends are there. But like, did they meet through social media? Have they I think it's giving they've known each other before, but like two different worlds that I just like don't see them meshing. I don't
know. I don't know if they're like childhood friends. I don't think that they are. I just think it's one of Xandra's friends, like in the space, like in this new space that she's in, and I kind of actually like that. I mean, I don't really know much about Olivia. I mean, I only know so much about Xandra because of like TikTok, right? But like, I do kind of feel like it is good because like Xandra and Alex have kind of like separated themselves, I feel like, just to kind of like not clout chase off of each other, not to be like in each other's way. You know what I mean? Like I feel like they're both in the same space, but like they're also both creatively different. And so I don't think that like they're not friends, but I feel like they just kind of have like separated themselves, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so I would love to know more about that because it's just I wish I would have seen them like once together at Fashion Week. Just once.
I think that they've kind of like, I don't think that they had a falling out.
Yeah. I just think they've grown apart. They're going in such totally different routes.
Yeah. And like they're both in the public eye and people compare them so much that they're just kind of like, no, like I am my own person. And like they don't want to clout chase off of each other. They don't want to like, again, just get in each other's way. So I think they're just like, you know, I guess fair enough. We're both gonna do our own things. Like we are still friends with the same people. Like we're not saying we're not friends. We're not saying like we're BFFs. Like I think they also like might have like tried to like really force like a super close friendship at the beginning with each other, but I feel like they are so very different that like
maybe they just never were like
as close as people thought.
Right.
They just
Right.
went to
Like
the
people
same
are giving like
school. Their
right.
friendships kind of like intertwined in some ways. So then it was like
Mhm.
people were like, oh, they're best friends. They have to be best friends. If they don't hang out, they hate each other.
Right.
You know, I think their circles just kind of like
Fair.
overlapped a little. You know, like we've
Yeah.
all been there.
Right. Right. No, yeah. Interesting. Well, I guess that does explain it. Next one I'm wanting to talk about is Coach.
Yes.
Since we
Okay.
did mention them a little bit. I want to start by saying I saw that Vogue posted their new like handbag collection, and like I'm in need of a new handbag, and like it's got to be Coach, and like I'm willing to like drop a dime, and like these spring colors obviously are just giving, but I want to get your opinion. Have you seen the bags they came out with?
I think I've seen like some. I haven't looked into it.
So there's this one post, and I just can't tell if I'm like in it or like out. So they're just very structured bags, but the shapes are lips, heart, and I can't tell if I'm guessing it's supposed to be a bow, but it looks like a dog bone. And it's just like, I think it's too, no, go to Vogue. Yes, it's giving dog bone, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a bow. The lips thing too, it's been done. I see this one. It's like, it looks like, I know y'all can't really see it on YouTube. It looks like someone actually put lipstick on and kissed the bag.
Mm-hmm. So it's giving modern day chuggy.
To those that are
Yeah.
looking.
I just
This style to me has been done before. With
the kisses for sure.
the quilted, the kisses in general, just like this shape body of bag. When Coach first kind of like relaunched, I was obsessed with their bags when they first relaunched.
Right.
And the direction that they're going in is what every other handbag looks like. And what they first kind of came back with, like, it was great. Not the biggest fan. I mean, I haven't seen all of them.
Right.
The heart thing, absolutely not. Sorry. You will not catch me with a heart-shaped bag. And I know, like, Chanel does it. I get it. You know, if someone were to give me a heart-shaped Chanel bag, shoot me, I will take it.
God, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Don't force me, I'll take it. No problem. But, like, I'm not going to actively go out and, like, buy a heart-shaped bag.
Right. And
And the lips
don't
have
know
been
why
done.
they're doing all these shapes.
I literally have an Amazon lip shape bag that I wore like my freshman year of college. 7 goddamn years ago. We don't need to bring that back.
Like you can do so much more, and I
like
know you can because I've seen it.
Oh, stop. There's a fish, an apple. There's more.
I did not see those.
A moon, and then the heart. I'm like on Coach. Okay, this I would buy. It's
love.
That silver, I would buy that. I would buy a silver just like cute handbag. But you will never catch me with like a moon shape, apple shape. What the hell is that?
Like it's
I'm not here for that.
Like everyday people aren't buying that. And I get this is like fashion week where
oh God, there's a laptop one. Your laptop will fit in it. I'll buy that.
Yeah, I'll buy that for work.
Okay, sorry.
Cute. But
just kidding.
I wanna get a purse from them, but like it's just like
me too. But
I feel like a lot of brands are kind of going overboard, like with the shapes of trying to like stand out or like hit a certain niche. I don't know. I don't know what they're going for.
But it hasn't. I see it. Yes, because let's rewind back to the fall collection we talked about at the very beginning of this podcast, and I talked about what Puppets and Puppets had the purses with like the banana on it, but like it wasn't a banana shaped purse. or like they had like that purse with like the cookie on it, the carrot. Those funky and weird, I would actually buy it though. That I could find off of Amazon for $21.
$21.99.
I know
for
exactly.
Sure.
I'm not gonna buy it a $100 to $300 purse that's shaped like a bow, but like it looks like a dog bone.
I know we've talked about this before, but like, baby, you can get $100 card holder at Coach. Like the purses are like steady, like $3.99,
Yeah.
$5.99, and I'm like, like, damn, looks like I'm going to Coach Outlet. Like that's all I can afford.
I know, it still makes me want like kick myself for ever getting rid of my like Coach purses, but
I do this every time.
Some of their stuff, like yes, but like these, yeah, no, exactly what you just said. Like these bags, like this zebra bag, I would 1,000% buy.
100%.
I would love it. Oh, so cute. But like, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna buy one that's shaped like a fish.
That's crazy.
Or
it's
a banana
blue too.
Or
That's
a banana
crazy.
and
Actually,
lips.
they should have just done the full on like orange fish. Like,
I mean,
just go for it.
Hello?
Call it the goldfish bag.
But like some of their clothes I'm down for. From this new like season. But no, yeah. I didn't know the purses and I'm not here for that.
It's just like I meant to look it up on their website to see what they called, like if they called it like a bow purse, because like it's giving dog bone. Like I'm pretty sure it's a dog bone. I don't think it's a bow.
No, it kind of looks like a bow.
I mean, they're throwing in goldfish and bananas. Might as well do the dog treat as well.
Goldfish. Oh, there's a duck too.
A duck?
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
Like purple lips.
I want to know their inventory of like how much they make of this. No way it's a lot. No way they can sell that. There's no way.
Absolutely no idea. But a brand that I really want to talk about because I loved it. It's one of the only brands that stood out to me this go round. Ralph Lauren.
Okay.
The vibe that they went, of course, like the typical just like Ralph Lauren like vibe. Like when you think of Ralph Lauren, and yes, I'm saying it like Ralph Lauren, not Ralph Lauren. Okay?
Right.
You think of like just like very classy, like structured. I think of like suits. Like I just think of like so just like classy stuff, right?
I'm looking it up because I really didn't see much on it.
Took almost like they're just like preppy, classy vibe, but then added belt buckles. And I was here for it. It was done so well. Oh my god, I'm obsessed.
I'm loving this. This reel I just watched. Obsessed. Are you kidding me?
It is. Oh, I think that they really, to me, it is one of the only brands that stood out to me so far. And like, it stood out to me without even doing any like research. Is it like
crazy that I never really even saw this, but this is giving like
it's very like they went like crazy with patterns, with jewels, like they went out there. But it stood out so like the texture that they did this for this launch is insane. Everything is just texturized and like very gaudy, but then also like they bring in like belt buckles and like beautiful bags, this like elegant texture, like golds, metallics, and
it's giving stunning. Like very gaudy, kind of very boho with like the florals and the
feathers and like the just the beading. Like it was so textured and over the top, but it was done so elegantly, and like I'm obsessed.
So I will say I don't think I would really classify this. I mean, maybe like a few things, but I really think we're going to start seeing a lot of like chic Western.
Yes. Oh, and
Like,
that's like what they took
I mean,
it
it's
to.
obviously like kind of already here with like the cowboy
like,
boots, but I mean,
even more so.
But like people are gonna start deep diving into this like chic Western look. I mean, you're literally kidding me with this belt buckle. That's
It's
amazing.
beautiful. It was so even the people that they had at the show sitting in the front row, J-Lo, in this stunning, and if we look back to what she wore at the Met Gala, she wore Ralph Lauren. So she sat front row. Samantha Seyfried was front row. Sophia Richie was one of the faces for the show.
Yeah, I saw her.
They kept it so exclusive. No influencers were there. So
I'm here for it. I like it, and I wish I could afford all the stuff.
No, I know
they have,
but like for them to be like right now, you're just looking at the trends and like really what is like super stylish right now. Right now, it's preppy. Right now, it's bows. It's very like it's taking preppy to like the next level. I feel like we're just gonna call it like the new preppy, and they kind of knew that right now like their name is really starting to like creep back into like being on top, and
we
they
even
took it
said
and
this
ran.
in one of our last ones where we're just like
ran
very like patriotic, and when you think that, you just think of like Ralph Lauren and all that, and like they popped off. Like they know they're the shit, and they're like, yeah, here you go again. Here you go.
Yeah.
Here you go.
And like
here's the next best thing.
And they took their like, you know, just you think of them and like you think of like the sweaters and the preppy. What they just brought out is so very much not like them, but they added that like they added their signature touch. So it's like you looked at some of the looks and like they're crazy, but then it's like it's paired with like a button down. And it's like that is Ralph Lauren,
a classic
like
button down,
elevated. So I'm super excited, and like I honestly can't wait. Obviously I can't afford it, but like I can't wait to see some celebrities just like on the street wearing it.
Yeah, and I think this is where I really enjoy watching fashion shows, because in real time you get to see the switch of trends.
Yeah.
Like they're the ones who bring it in, and obviously like we kind of like dumb it down to like stuff we can afford, or you know, doing stuff like that, recreating it on like our level. And I'm just like I wanted to go buy stuff. Like I'm like, all right, we're on that train. Yep, I'll get right on.
Yep.
Like
so
dang, I'm excited for that.
Ralph Lauren, that's honestly, I do have to say that's one of the only houses that I actually wanted to talk about for this episode, was just I was so blown away about what they brought to the table that like, I mean, I think that they like really took the spotlight.
Or like took the time to actually make things look nice and actually be like a fashion brand who takes things to the next level and like gets on emerging trends and like brings a trend to the table.
Yeah.
Love. I have goosebumps. Oh my gosh. Well, that's a good note to end on.
Yes.
Like that was great. Except I loved all of that.
Before we sign off, you know,
obviously,
you know, it's time for top 5.
Top 5, baby. Yeah, hit that, obviously.
Yeah, so I think that's our next segment intro. So I don't even have to say anything else. That just kind of like that stole the show. So top 5, we're doing what is it? Top 5 shows that like Fashion Week. No, you explain it. You saw the show. You left me speechless. Speechless with that singing.
It's basically just like our top 5 of like brands that we would love to be like invited to their shows for Fashion Week.
Exactly. That's what we're doing.
And I'll take it away. Don't worry. You just stay put for now. Gather your thoughts and words, and then we'll come back to
Starstruck.
Okay. Mine are, pretty generic, like everyone knows. Anyways,
Damn,
okay.
am I drunk? Did this get to me?
Oh my god. Ooh.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
kidding.
Top 5. First one, Coach. I don't know. I've just been loving them. I've
Wait,
loved the
that was
comeback.
shock. That was hello, Coach, as your first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I'm also doing and not to knock any of them, but I feel like one day that could be reasonable.
Yeah. I agree.
Like a good intro one. Okay. And then obviously number 2, Chanel.
Yeah.
And then number 3, Louis Vuitton. And then number 4, YSL.
Okay.
And then number 5, I hope I say this right. Miu Miu.
Mew
That's how you
Mew.
say it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mew Mew.
They're just always the weird, funky, So I thought that would be a cool one to be a part of. But that's my top 5. But don't if you're not on the list, it doesn't mean that I don't love you and
We'll
you can't
go.
invite me
We
to
will
that
go.
show.
Just send the invite.
No, just DM me. I'll send you my address, but please don't give it away. I don't want paparazzis outside.
Oh, I was gonna straight up just say what our email was. Just shoot us a DM and we will send you our business email. Okay? No
Amen.
problem. No problem.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I was delusional and I thought that I would remember my top 5. So I didn't write them down. But I think I sort of ish remember. Okay, number 1 for me, Chanel. It's Chanel.
Okay.
Number 1.
Obviously.
Number 2 for me, Miu Miu.
Okay.
I'm obsessed
I can
with
see
Miu
that.
Miu.
Yeah. I thought that would be your number 1, honestly.
I mean Chanel, I don't know. Chanel, I would die. I would sell my soul.
I don't think I would make it to the show because I think I would die.
I would have
a heart attack.
No, exactly. I would stroke out and be Chanel, and then just
as soon as I got the invitation,
there she is. Miu Miu. Miu Miu. I don't know. Miu Miu and Chanel for me are a teeter, but Miu Miu would be a dream just because I feel again they're just out there and funky and I love it. After seeing Ralph Lauren,
3, got
I'm
it.
gonna have to slide into 3 because
makes sense.
They're a classic brand. They're an American brand. You just can't do it they can do it.
No, honestly, I love them.
Right? Kind of down for it.
No, number 1 spot? Fine. Bye, Coach.
Number 4. Weird enough, I kind of want to say Tom Ford.
Okay. I could see that.
Putting it out there. Also, though, he's a Texan, born and raised Texas. So, that would just be cool. To just,
exactly.
He's, so high up there and just be
Texas, baby.
Yeah.
Yeehaw.
Number 5. Louis Vuitton.
Okay.
Louis Vuitton. Because, I mean, they're just a classic brand.
Right. It's always a good one.
I like the direction that they've been going in. I really like that they have accepted the influencer, the community that really appreciates fashion and they treat them the same. They're not they're not opening up their show to everyone, but they are treating the influencers that appreciate the art the same as the celebrities that continuously rep their brand.
Right.
So they take that into consideration. So I think those are my brands.
Oh my God. Well, this is just us manifesting that next year we will be at our top 5s.
Amen. I hope. Hey,
right? No, we will. We will.
Yeah, slide into my DMs. It's at Maddy Schweppe.
And I am at Kassidy Ray. But if you would like to invite both of us and kill 2 birds with 1 stone, it is at Fashionably Broke Pod.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen. Well, thank you guys for listening. We hope that you have a wonderful week and we hope you enjoyed this episode.
Love y'all. Bye.
Bye.